Hi guys, so this is the beginning of some instructional videos we're going to do for you guys, the Monzano High School golf team, girls and boys. So this week we're just going to touch on a couple of very simple things but very important things. Without good basics in the game of golf from the beginning, it's very hard to forge a consistent golf swing if you have different setups each time. So we're going to talk alignment, it seems so simple, but at the same time it's probably the most important thing. You can see here I've got a couple of these alignment rods, 3 of them that I know you guys have at least a couple of them. This one's really for ball position. We're not going to touch on that really, but it's a good thing to do each time. 7-iron back to any of your wedges is in the middle of your stance. So put this in the middle. You know, you can judge your longer clubs as you go forward. Driver obviously off the inside of the left heel, but alignment, I'm going to give you a tip here to when you're on the golf course. You get, even on the range, you know, you've got these down. Obviously your target is directly in the middle of that, where whatever target you've picked, you then put these down to where a parallel line in the middle of that is at the target. So that is very important to do that every time you hit golf balls. It makes sure you're setting up the correct way. You're picking a target on the range, which is very important. But here's what I do when I'm on the golf course or on the range. I'm going to pick a little spot on the range or up on the golf course, wherever it is. It's in front of the golf ball. It can be anywhere from 6 inches to 3 feet. And as you set up to the golf ball, obviously you can see where your feet are going. Set up to that little spot each time. So you're not setting up to something that's 150 yards away, you're setting up to something that could be 6 inches from the golf ball. So you're going to set up, you're going to square your club face to it, you're going to square your feet to it. And then what I want you to do, once you've got your feet square to the target, is stand up, grip the club out in front of you like this with your arms extended, and then just gradually and slowly let the club come down. And that should be the natural position of where your arms hang to where you want the ball to be each time. So that ball was there beforehand. Let's move the golf ball. Got my feet lined up to the target. I've gripped it in front of me, and then I go down slightly, like I'm about to sit down in a chair. It's very important. You don't want to be too upright, and you don't want to be, you know, too flat and too underneath it, with too much knee bend. So grip it in front of you like this. Let the club fall down. Adjust your feet a hair if you need to, and that's where the ball should sit. Wherever your club goes, you don't want to move to where the ball is. You want the ball to be where you need to be. So I'll do it again. Address it. Make sure the feet are lined up with the sticks. Obviously on the golf course you don't have that, so with your spot, grip it, come down. That's where it will be. So then the golf ball, that's where it's going to be. Obviously on the golf course you're not going to be able to move the golf ball, but the more and more you practice this on the range, the more and more you get a consistent spot that you're going to end up in, which is extremely important. Posture is another important part of this video. You want that back to be extremely straight. You don't want to be hunched over, and you don't want to be inverted. So you want to be, you know, you can see there, slight knee bend to the hips, and then there's the angle of where the back is. A good way to do that is like I'm doing here, is put the club flat on that back. You know, you can YouTube videos of any of the guys on tour. They all have an extremely straight back. There's no bend in their back. You don't see them leaning this way, leaning this way. It's a very athletic position. So what we'll touch on, just to finish, pick the spot. You're going to do that back in line from where the video is being taken, down the line of the target. You're going to pick your spot. You're going to set your feet to it. Come up to where you just stood normally, and then as if you're about to sit down in a chair, lower the club, you know, that's where you should be, with a straight back. Mine does bend a little bit. It's always, I've had a bad back for a long time, so an issue that I always try and work on. I'm always trying to keep my shoulders back to where my spine and my back is a straight. It's a straight line. It's not here and it's not here. Okay, it wants to be an athletic position. Like I said, you stand there, club like this, and you got to sit down in a chair. That's about where you should be to hit the golf ball. Okay, just like that. You got any questions? Robin and Bowen have my information. Feel free to email me, text me, call me. We'll see you next week. Thank you.